Hello everybody, Floppy Hat Photos back here for I think episode 3, my final wrap up of my wall panel replacement T111 install. With the help of Home Depot, it was surprisingly easy. Like I let them cut the distance, which was 20 3/4. I've said earlier, yours will all be different depending on what you cut it at. And that saved me a bunch of hassle time. I did have to cut the old out using the circular saw and the reciprocating saw, but I was able to fix it the rest of the way. I've got the galvanized flashing in here, which is awesome. So it tucks way up in about 1.5 inches maybe. Then it comes out here and drips over. So any water that gets in there will drip back down. Again, this has been painted like crazy. The old siding and the new siding both have multiple layers of paint on it. I do believe that I'll probably put a coat of paint on this. I just want to talk to Karen first, see if she wants to gray on there, wants to wait. Totally up to her on that decision. So I'll get it done by tomorrow at least, before it rains for sure. I did come in here and installed new galvanized screws in a couple of places on the old paneling, just because of that weird seam gap. Galvanized decking screws right here, which are awesome. They should not ever rust, especially put a coat of paint on it. It's even that much better. Reinstalled the window trim, and my screws are long. My galvanized screws were long enough. I was able to use the same holes as the nail holes have, so that's awesome. You can see how bad this is flaking out and drying out. They weren't painted, they weren't kept up in time. So all that might get replaced. I haven't decided exactly yet, but I'm liking the idea. If it's just 1x4, that's all it is. Super simple with a simple little cut on the end here. So it'd be real easy to replace all that. Maybe even put in like a OG bit, something like that, put a little cool mark on it and just replace them one at a time as I go through, and it'd be a much nicer coat of paint. See, if you look over here, this has to be replaced also, and that's got to be redone. But a lot of these just have a lot of the cracking and stuff in them, so they're cracking out really bad. And this is the master bathroom window there. But yeah, super excited. Knocked this thing out in virtually a day. Awesome. I feel really good about it. I could have went a lot faster, but I was taking my time, making sure I got it, you know, what I wanted it, make sure it's right, and super happy with it. So definitely very proud of this whole thing. So you guys can get out there with exceptionally limited tools. I did cheat. I used a impact driver. So I have a nice DeWalt 20-volt impact driver. I did use that to put the screws in. Could have done it with a hand screw. 1x4 scrap wood as my fence to rip it off. And I had a what could be literally $7 at many yard sales, old circular handsaw, 7 1/4 inch blade, new blade. I think it was $10 maybe, whatever it was for a new blade. Then the oscillating tool saw, which I think was $20 at Harbor Freight before it went through the fire, and it still works. So that was just kind of getting a small piece. Could have a hammer and a chisel just as well. A claw hammer and a pry bar and a paint scraper. Those are the only things I used to pry things around. That was actually used to bang the galvanized flashing up inside. Tape measure. These are extremely simple tools to use. And to cut the metal strippings, it comes in 10-foot chunks, and I needed 8-foot, which I guess they do that so you don't have the seams every 8-foot. Plywood, I guess is what they're thinking. But I had to cut it off, and I used hedge trimmers, like the shears, like the big ass heavy pruning shears, to cut through like limbs and stuff in your tree. And that's what I cut it with. I didn't have a hacksaw. I literally do not have a hacksaw. It's how screwed up my toolbox is with all my tools being lost in that fire. So definitely gonna make that on my list next time at Harbor Freight to pick myself up a cheap hacksaw so I can knock that out. So yeah, super excited about it. Definitely stoked. So happy that's there. Like I said, I'll get a coat of paint on it. I'll get these boards burnt, these rotten boards. So much nicer, absolutely so much nicer, so much happier, the whole thing. And who knows, we'll see what happens. There's a couple other spots I got to replace, but I wait till the refinance goes through, because I don't want them to find out there's things they didn't catch the first time. And definitely once it's mine, or once it's back, the finance is redone, it's all settled with, then we'll go ahead and start actually making some bigger changes. So anyway, that's all I got for right now. Talk to you guys soon. Have yourself a safe and wonderful day. Thanks for watching. Get out there, tackle a challenge like this. It's not that hard. Just be confident in yourself, go slow, take your time, and you're not going to have a problem. Be safe, be kind, and take care of yourself.